Hi everybody, my name's Beth. I'm going to guide you through your Vinyasa flow today. The focus of our class is going to be twisting. And as we go through our twisting, just remember to keep your spine really long, lengthen through the spine, and then rotate from your core rather than from your hips. I'll be cueing you through this process, so you don't need to really think about it, but just keep that in mind as you go through your process, or through your class. So we will be using a block, or at least I will be guiding you to use a block at some point. So if you have a block, great. If not, just use whatever object you have in the house that is like this shape, maybe a box or Tupperware or something. You can also use like a chair or a couch if it's nearby as well. As we go through our practice, just listen to your body, modify if you need to at any time, and intensify if you need to at any time. So what I'm suggesting and cueing and guiding you through is really just a suggestion. So if there's something else that's better for you today, you know your body best, then just do that. All right, let's get started. So we'll start in child's pose today. You'll come towards the back of your mat. Toes are gonna touch and the knees are gonna come wide. They could come as wide as your mat or just slightly in from the sides. And then you're gonna fold forward, arms reach forward, forehead on the mat. If it doesn't feel good to have your arms forward, if your shoulders, you feel a pinch in your shoulders or whatever the case may be, you're just gonna bring your hands back by your feet and then forehead comes down to the mat. You're welcome to use a block underneath your forehead if that will help you to relax into this pose. Make any movements you need to find the position that would be best for you. And once you're ready to find stillness, take a deep breath in. Pause your breath at the top and open your mouth slowly, let it go. Take an inhale here. Make sure you can breathe fully through your nose. Pause at the top and open mouth, exhale. Let it all go. Feel your body surrender into child's pose just a little bit more. One more breath together. Inhale. Pausing. Open mouth, exhale. Feel your neck and upper back completely relax here. Now you're welcome to seal your lips, breathing in and out through your nose, finding your own natural rhythm of breath. As you inhale, notice how your back body opens and expands. And as you exhale, feel that surrender down towards the ground. Focusing on the breath expanding in your back body. And releasing into the position just a little bit more. On your next inhale, notice how your lungs expand out towards the sides. And exhale, it releases back into center. If you have an intention for your practice today, now is a great time to do so. Your intention could be anything that you want to cultivate in your practice or something you want to focus on. It is completely optional, but it can help you to focus on your practice and have an intention as to why you are here. Continue to watch your breath come in and out of your body. We have 3 more breaths here. If you did set an intention, I would like you to focus on that intention, and then when you inhale, feel the intention go through your whole body as your breath expands through your whole body. And when you exhale, release what no longer serves you. One more breath here. Make it as deep as possible. A nice slow exhale. And then if you have your hands back by your feet, you're going to reach your arms forward. If you have a block underneath your forehead, you're going to move it off to the side. Start to spread your fingers wide, push your palms into the mat, and notice how you can slightly lift or lift your forearms a lot. Keep your shoulders plugged into the sockets. Deep breath in here. And then when you exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Your right hand is going to either just place right down next to the left hand. You can walk it forward a little bit more or stack it on top of the left and then start to lean over towards your right hip, towards the right side of the mat. Rest your head back on the ground. When you breathe here in this position, notice how your right ribs expand with your breath. Feeling the stretch on the right side intensify with your breath. Next, inhale, walk your hands through center over to the right side of the mat. Left hand will either just rest by your right hand, walk a little bit forward, or stack on top of your right hand. Rest your head down on your arm or on your mat. And then push your hips over to the left. So your left hip is kind of rotating more towards the left side of your mat. Next, inhale, notice how your left ribs will expand a lot more in this position. Finding the stretch on the left side. One more breath here. Next, inhale, walk your hands back into center and then walk your hands towards your torso a little bit. You're going to keep your left hand on the mat with your forearm resting on the mat. Then you're going to take your right hand behind your head. Elbow is going to point out to the side. We're going to get into our thoracic spine here, starting to warm up into our twist. So on your inhale, lift your right elbow up towards the ceiling. You're going to really push down into your left elbow and lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Squeeze shoulder blades towards one another. Keep your spine long. Extend the crown of your head forward. On your next exhale, bring your elbow down towards the mat. We're going to do this 3 more times, but we're going to move breath to movement. Inhale, lift right elbow up, maybe look up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift and open. Squeeze shoulder blades. Exhale, lower. Last one on this side. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Then we're going to come to the second side. Right forearm comes down to the mat. Left hand comes behind your head. Here we go. Inhale, open. We'll hold this one for a brief moment. Broaden across your chest. Your spine is long. Take the crown of your head, reach it forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, lower your elbow down to the mat. 3 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Squeeze shoulder blades. Exhale, release. Last one here. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Make your way to tabletop. Spread your fingers wide, shoulders are over your wrists, hips are over your knees. Let's do some cat-cows together before we start finding some really fluid movement. So moving from your tailbone, inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone up, broaden across your chest, maybe look forward. Exhale, push into your hands, round your spine, tuck your tailbone under, spread your shoulder blades away from one another. Inhale, drop belly, lift gaze, cow pose. Exhale, round. Feel your tailbone go down towards the mat as you lift the middle of your back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop belly, lift gaze. Maybe you look up slightly, maybe you look forward with a slight tuck of your chin. Exhale, round your spine, look at your navel. Now here, you go ahead and do whatever movement feels most natural and fluid. You can continue with the cat-cows, that's a great option. Or maybe you want to do something a little different, get a little lateral stretch by bringing your right shoulder to your right hip, and then doing the second side, left shoulder, left hip. Just feeling into it. It really doesn't matter what it looks like. You can tuck your toes under, you can sit back into child's pose. Just find any movements, doing some circles through your torso, lots of options. It doesn't have to be a pose. It could just be a sensation that you're searching for, an area of your body you want to move. We have 2 more breaths doing this nice, gentle, organic, fluid movement. Notice your breath. Use your breath to help guide you into the position that would be best for you. One more deep breath here. And then find a neutral spine in your tabletop. We're going to find our way to plank. Step your right toes back behind you. Left toes come back behind you. And then you're going to really push into your hands, lift your chest away from the mat, and then instead of a slight bend into your knees, you're going to straighten your legs, engage your quads so your kneecaps lift. The backs of your kneecaps lift up towards the ceiling. And then notice if your head is drooping down towards the mat, lift it up. Look about a foot in front of your mat here. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Bring your navel to your spine. Inhale. And exhale, hips up and away, downward facing dog. Make some movements here. We're only going to be here for about 3 breaths before we start getting into our shoulders and some dynamic movement. So you can pedal out your dog. You can sway your hips side to side. You're welcome to lift your heels up as high as you can and then try to bring them all the way down to the mat. Remember, your downward dog is more about the length in your spine than about how straight you can get your legs or how close your heels are to the mat. That's not important in this pose. Keep the spine long, and that's all you need to focus on right now. Find stillness if you're moving. Next, inhale, slide forward into plank position. Really engage through your legs, lift your chest away from the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. We have 4 more just like this. Inhale, glide forward into plank. Follow the length of your breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, plank. We have 2 more. Exhale, downward dog. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now we'll slide forward back into plank on your inhale. Then we're going to hinge forward about 1 inch so your shoulders are a little bit in front of your wrists. Then slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Your elbows point back behind you to help find that tricep engagement. Untuck your toes, push the tops of your feet into the mat. Slight tuck of your chin, hands underneath your shoulders, and then squeeze your elbows in by your sides. Inhale, lift your chest, baby cobra. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. Again, slight tuck of your chin so you have length in the back of your neck. Inhale here. Hold the pose, exhale. 1 more inhale. And exhale, we lower. We're going to do that 1 more time. Just take a quick breather here. And then again, push into your hands. Inhale, lift your chest. Maybe you stay in baby cobra by keeping your elbows really close to your sides and bent, or lifting yourself up just a little bit higher. The bend in your elbows isn't as deep, but you also will continue to keep your elbows in by your sides. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Broaden across your chest. 1 more inhale. And exhale, we lower. Tuck your toes under, push into your hands, lift up through plank or tabletop. Make your way back to downward facing dog, hips up and away. Now let's stay here for another 3-ish breaths. Start pedaling out your feet, continuing to move. You can always come back to plank if that's calling you. Make sure your shoulder blades are coming down your back. Fingers are spread wide. Push into the base of your index finger here. One more breath, find stillness. At the base of your exhale, go ahead and walk to the front of the mat. No rush to get there. From forward fold at the top of your mat, inhale, halfway lift, long spine, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another, extend the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold it in. We're gonna do that one more time, but we're gonna hold for a breath. Inhale, halfway lift, hold here, squeeze shoulder blades towards one another, spine is long, and then you're gonna take your inner thighs and rotate them back behind you. You'll find some opening into your lower back. One more breath here. And exhale, fold it in. Root down into your feet, rise up to standing. Maybe a very generous bend in your knees is appropriate right now, maybe not. Exhale, hands to your heart. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Follow the length of your breath all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back or jump back to plank. Hinge forward, knees can be down or up, lower halfway or all the way down to the mat. Inhale into your back bend of choice, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. And exhale, hips up and away, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Remember your intention. Why are you here? Last breath here, deep breath in. Look forward, bend your knees, and on your exhale, make your way to the front of the mat. Step, hop, or walk. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold it in. Root down into your feet, rise up to standing. And exhale, hands to your heart. Two more just like that. Inhale, arms reach up and out. Exhale, dive forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, flow through your vinyasa. So making your way back to plank, lowering down halfway or all the way. Inhale into your back bend of choice. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Once you get to downward dog, deep breath in, slow breath out. Next inhale, look forward, bend your knees. When you're ready to exhale, make your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold it in, Uttanasana. Root down into your feet, rise up, arms sweep wide and high. Maybe you look up into your hands, slight tuck of your tailbone here. Exhale, hands to your heart. Last one. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Stepping back or jumping back. Lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Slow exhale out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. Root down into your feet, rise up to standing. And exhale, hands to your heart. Surya Namaskar C. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back into your chair. So feet could be together or slightly apart. That's fine. If you have any lower back pain, having your feet hip distance apart is suggested. Otherwise, feet can be together. So just finding what's better for you here. And then notice if you're sticking your tailbone out. If that's the case, you're going to take your navel to your spine, find length in your lower back, and then sit back into your heels a little bit more. So you can sit down and back into your chair pose. One more breath. Hold the pose on your exhale. One last inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, find your way through your vinyasa or straight to downward dog. If you're flowing through your vinyasa, flow with your breath, finding the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale for each pose. From downward dog, inhale, right leg up and back behind you. Extend through your heel, toes point down. Now take the bend out of your right leg so you're really extending through your right heel here. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your right knee to your chest, hinge forward into plank, and then step your foot between your hands. Rotate your left heel down 45 degrees, and then rising up, warrior one. So with warrior one, front foot is facing forward, back foot is facing towards the top left corner of the mat, or at least working in that direction. And then from here, you're gonna take your shoulders and bring them back about an inch, and you'll feel that your back leg will be working a little bit more. Find your breath. Last breath here. And on your exhale, hands come down to the mat, flow through your vinyasa. You're welcome to do a one-legged chaturanga, keeping right leg lifted as you lower, either halfway or all the way down. And then foot comes down for your back bend on your inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the second side. Inhale, left leg up and back. Flex through your foot, toes point down, then take the bend out of your left leg. Next, inhale. And then exhale, bring your left knee to your chest, hinge forward, and then step your foot between your hands. Rotate your back heel down, 45. Keep the bend in your front leg, arms reach up, warrior one. So again, you want the bend in your front leg, but you want your back leg to be really straight and active. So you're gonna take that bend out of the knee by moving the back of your kneecap back behind you towards the back of the mat. And then take your shoulders back about an inch, so you can feel more weight into your back leg. Find your breath here. Inhale. And slow exhale. Inhale. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Flow through your vinyasa. If you did the one-legged chaturanga, this time left leg is lifted as you lower. Place your foot down and when you go into your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, bend your knees and travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. Root down into your feet, rise up, arms sweep wide and high. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to downward dog. So you could just step back and go straight to downward dog, or if you'd like a vinyasa, you're welcome to flow through that as well. Just moving with the length of your breath if you're doing the vinyasa. Feel into your body, what would be best for you in this moment. And then from here, inhale, right leg up and back. Taking the bend out of your knee, exhale, right knee to your chest, hinge forward, step it through. Stay on the ball of your back foot and then rise up, crescent lunge. So with crescent lunge, I'm gonna face you here. So with crescent lunge, the front leg is bent, back leg can be bent as well to help get your pelvis into place. Squeeze your hips in towards one another because your right hip may go out to the right a little bit, and we got to squeeze it in towards the left and left towards the right so we can find that stable foundation. Deep breath in here. And then on your exhale, take your right hand back behind you. Open yourself up to the right for an open arm twist. Breathing here. Keep that right hip squeezing in underneath your body. And then you're going to take your right hand to your right hip and inhale, left arm reaches up for modified exalted warrior. Breathe. Come back to the open arm twist. Inhale. Hold for the exhale. Squeeze your hips in. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale. Fold over your right leg. Airplane your arms here. You're at a 45-degree angle with your torso. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane your arms. From here, we're just going to check in with warrior 3. We won't hold for very long, so more weight into your right leg. Start to take the weight out of your left leg as you lift your left leg behind you. Flex your foot. Arms can stay in airplane position or can be at your chest. You can also reach them forward or clasp your hands here. One more breath. Inhale. And on your exhale, hands and feet come down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way to downward facing dog. Step back straight to downward dog or flow through a vinyasa if you'd like. You can keep that right leg lifted for Ekapada Chaturanga Dandasana on this side. Or not, just listening to your body, what would be best for you? Second side, inhale, left leg up and back, flex your foot. Exhale, left knee to your chest, hinge forward, step it through. And then stay on the ball of your back foot. Rise up when you're ready, crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Keep your hips squeezing in here. Back knee can be bent to help put your pelvis into place. And then maybe sit a little deeper if that feels okay for you. Find your breath. Inhale here. And on your exhale, bring your left hand behind you, right arm forward for the twist. Sink a little deeper into your left knee. And then bring your left hand to your left hip. Next, inhale, reach your right arm up. Feel the stretch go all the way down from your fingertips all the way down to your back foot. Next, inhale, open arm twist. Hold for the exhale, squeeze your hips in towards one another. And then inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane your arms, fold over your front leg. Squeeze your hips in. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, airplane here. And now inhale, warrior 3. Lift your right leg back behind you. Let's hover in this position for one more breath. Using our breath to keep us calm. And at the base of your exhale, hands and foot come down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, flow through your vinyasa. You can just step back or jump back, straight to downward dog, or flow through your vinyasa. If you did Ekapada Chaturanga Dandasana last time, then you're just going to keep left leg lifted this time. From downward dog, on your inhale, slide forward into plank. Knees can be up or down for this transition here. Bring your feet together at the back of your mat. Then you're going to roll onto the pinky toe edge of your left foot, keeping left hand down, and when you're ready, lifting right arm up. So if your knees were down, you're going to keep left knee down onto the mat and then reach right foot back behind you. That's absolutely fine. If you're in full side plank, you can have your feet staggered or stacked. If you have your feet stacked and want a little bit more of a challenge, lift your right leg up off the mat or off your foot. Inhale here. Hold for your exhale. Inhale. Bring your foot down and exhale, plank pose. Hold, plank, feet are together at the back of your mat. And then from here, right hand stays down, rotate onto the pinky toe edge of your right foot, lift left arm up. Remember the options that you have. You can bring right knee down to the mat. You can stagger your feet or stack them. And then if you like that challenge, lift your left leg up. Breathe here. One more inhale. And then exhale, plank pose. Inhale in plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to your chest, hinge forward, step your foot between your hands. Crescent lunge when you're ready. Rise up. Arms reach overhead, back knee is bent. Squeeze your hips in towards one another, broaden across your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, hinge forward. Then exhale, take your left elbow onto your right thigh. You can go back to that open arm twist if that's better serving you today. If you're in the prayer twist, you're going to push into your top hand into your bottom hand so you get that rotation in through your spine. Extend through your back heel so your back leg is as straight as you can get it here. Breathe. And then from here, look down at your right big toe. We're going to make our way to a twisted warrior three, or at least we're going to try it out. All right, from here, look down at your right big toe, start to put more weight into your right foot, and then keeping the prayer twist, lift your left leg behind you. Just try it out. If it doesn't work, we'll just go straight back to the warrior three position. If you're in the twisted warrior three, you're welcome to stay there or lift yourself up into a traditional warrior three. Your right glute will definitely say hi to you in that transition. And then from here, bring your left hand down to the mat or on a block. And then lift right arm up for revolved half moon or Parvrita Ardha Chandrasana. Breathe here. Lift your left leg a little higher. If you want more of a challenge, look up towards your right hand. We have one more breath. And then gently release foot and hand down to the mat. Woo! Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Let's hold this fold for about a breath here. Just releasing and letting go. And then we're going to start to toe heel our feet to the edges of the mat. Toes out, heels in, and squat down, Malasana squat. Hips come down, but squeeze your inner thighs towards one another so you feel a lift up through your pelvic floor and your chest is lifted. Take your elbows, push them into your knees, bring them wide. So hold Malasana, or if you want to try crow pose, or if you have crow in your practice, we'll do that. So that's an option, or hold Malasana. So if you're coming into crow, hands plant like plank pose, and then you're going to bring your knees into your armpits as much as you can. Start to hinge forward. Maybe you just stay here, lift one foot up and then another, just feeling the weight on your arms, or look forward, broaden across your collarbones, and maybe you lift both feet off the mat. Breathe here. We have 2 more breaths. If you're in crow, start to come back to Malasana. Unless you want to do a jump back to Chaturanga, you're welcome to do that. And then everybody, unless you're doing the jump back, hands onto the mat, lift your hips up, toe heel your feet back into neutral. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way to downward facing dog. Flow through Vinyasa or skip it. Once you get back to downward dog, notice your breath. Notice where your attention is. Come back to that intention. Here we go, second side. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to your chest, hinge forward and step it through. Stay on the ball of your back foot, crescent lunge when you're ready. I'm going to turn around so you can see me on this side. Squeezing your hips in towards one another. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, hinge forward over your front leg. Then exhale, take your right elbow to your left thigh for the twist. Again, straightening your back leg, really pushing through your back heel, and then pushing your top hand into your bottom hand for that twist. Find the length in your spine. Squeeze your right glute here to help stabilize your core. One more breath. And then we're coming into that twisted warrior 3. You can go straight into a regular warrior 3 or find that twisted version for a challenge. All weight into left leg, lift right leg behind you. Flex or point your right foot, whatever feels better for you. Breathe here. If you're in the twist, make your way to regular warrior 3. Woo! That transition every time, man. Bring your right hand down to the mat or a block and lift left arm up. Flex your right foot, take the bend out of your right knee. Maybe you look up, maybe you look down or to the side, doesn't matter. Keeping your balance here. Push into the base of your left big toe. One more breath. And at the base of your exhale, left hand comes down, right foot comes down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold it in. Toe heel your feet so they're as wide as the edges of your mat. Toes out, heels in, hips down, chest up. Malasana squat. You're welcome to go to that crow pose if that's in your practice, or if you're trying that out today, you're welcome to do that, or hold Malasana. If you're in Malasana, squeeze your thighs towards one another so you feel that lift and you can broaden across your chest a little bit more. Those in crow, you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like. I'm going to guide us out in one more breath. And then place hands down onto the mat, push into your heels, lift your hips up, toe heel your feet back into neutral. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way to downward dog. Flowing through a vinyasa or skipping it and just going straight to down dog. You can always do some cat-cows and tabletop too if that's better suited for you. I'll just meet you in downward dog when you're ready. Finding your breath wherever you are. Noticing the quality of your breath, the depth of your breath. Once in downward dog, inhale, hinge forward into plank. Promise, last plank of practice. Hinge forward and then lower all the way down to the mat. Not that bad. Hands by your sides, palms point down. Untuck your toes. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Hands can stay on the mat or lift them up by your sides. And then if you lifted them, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another, squeezing your hands towards one another. Keep the tops of your feet pushing into the mat so much that your kneecaps lift, or lift your feet off the mat. Wherever you are, extend the crown of your head in one direction and your toes in the opposite direction, finding that duality in your body. Next, inhale, engage through your core, lift your chest a little higher. Hold for your exhale. Last inhale here. And exhale, lower down to the mat. One side of your face is going to plant down onto the mat. Just go ahead and relax here. Laying prone like this is so good for our nervous system. Calming our body, calming our mind. One more breath. And then let's come back to it. One more Shalabhasana. We're going to take our hands behind our back. If this is not easy for you to do today, you're going to keep your hands by your sides like we did in the last round. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. Squeeze your palms towards one another. And then inhale, lift your chest. Hands are going to reach back towards your feet. Bring your tailbone down so it's pointing towards your heels. And then maybe you lift your feet off the mat. Totally optional. Slight tuck of your chin, finding length in the back of your neck. And then from here, if you can, lift your arms away from your body. Notice how the stretch intensifies in through your shoulders and your chest. Inhale, reach your body in opposite directions, engage through your core. And exhale, gently release. Other side of your face comes down to the mat. Just go ahead and relax. If you'd like, you can bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs side to side. That may feel good, releasing any tension in your lower back. And then release your legs down to the mat and roll over onto your back. We will do a little bit more of some back work like we just did in our Shalabhasana. We're gonna do bridge pose. We're gonna do 2 rounds of bridge pose. I'm gonna guide us doing figure 4 bridge. However, if you wanna keep both feet on the mat, totally great, do that. Just listen to what would be better for you. If you're following me with the figure 4, you're gonna take your right ankle onto your left thigh. Hands by your sides, palms into the mat, and then from here, push into your left heel, lift both hips off the mat. And you'll notice your right knee will wanna go up towards the ceiling. You're gonna push your right knee down towards the mat and flex your right foot here. Now, slight tuck of your tailbone as you lift your hips and engage your glutes a little bit more. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly release your hips down to the mat. If you're not in figure 4, make your way to figure 4 with your right ankle onto your left thigh. We're gonna come into a figure 4 twist, arms out to a T. And then you're going to inhale here and exhale, take your legs over to the left. So the outside of your left leg and your right foot would be down on the mat. You're welcome to stay here in this twist. You can also continue to cross your legs for an eagle leg twist where you cross your thighs or stack your knees on top of one another. If you're having some tenderness in your lower back, stacking your knees could feel really good, or even putting a block between your thighs or a pillow between your thighs could be really beneficial here. And then if you'd like, maybe you look over your right shoulder. Noticing your breath. And then engage through your core, bring your knees back to center. Second side, we're gonna do that bridge again. So you can keep both feet on the mat or bring left ankle onto right thigh. Hands by your sides, palms point down. Push into your right heel or both feet if you're keeping both feet on the mat. And then inhale, lift your hips up. Again, your left knee is going to want to shoot up towards the ceiling. You're going to squeeze your leg down towards the mat, flex your left foot, then lift your hips a little higher as you squeeze your glutes a little bit more. Breathe here. Last breath. Lift your hips about an inch higher. You got this. And then on the base of your exhale, lower down to the mat. Keep your legs just as they are. And if you weren't in figure 4 bridge, go ahead and bring your left ankle onto your right thigh. Arms out to a T, inhale. And exhale, take your legs over to the right. So options here, keeping your legs just as they are, looking for the twist and, the stretch in the outer left hip, or continue to cross your legs for eagle leg twists or stack your knees for a gentler twist, just finding what would be better for you in this moment. And one side may be different than the other, and that's completely fine. Allowing our bodies to be exactly where they are in this moment. Part of our yoga practice is to tap into our bodies and feel into what is best for us right now. Such a powerful practice. And then engage through your core, legs back up to center. Uncross your legs if they're crossed. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze, rock side to side. Maybe moving one knee and then the other, or moving one knee one way and then the other way. My suggestion would be happy baby. Knees towards your armpits, feet towards the ceiling. Grab behind your thighs, your ankles, or your feet. You can also do peace fingers around your big toes. That's an option as well. And then just sway side to side. Maybe straightening one leg and then the other. Or not, that doesn't have to happen. If there's a pose your body needs before you rest in Shavasana, please do that now. Otherwise, stay in happy baby for another 2 breaths. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze here, acknowledging yourself for making it to your mat, moving through your practice, connecting to your breath. And then when you're ready, no rush, start to make your way to your Shavasana. Now we're going to do a 5-minute Shavasana today. So there will be a long period of time where I will not be talking, but the video will still be running. So you're able to completely relax and let go. I'll guide you out when it's time. There's nothing you need to do right now, but just completely release onto your mat. Let go, integrate your practice into your body, finding whatever position of your body that feels best for you. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It only matters what it feels like. Once you've found that position that works best for you, take a deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more together like that. Inhale. Pause at the top. Open mouth, exhale. Feel your body releasing completely into your mat. 1 more breath together. Inhale. Pause. Open mouth, exhale, and release into your Shavasana. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. Start to make subtle movements in through your body. You can rock your head side to side. Wiggle fingers and toes. Move in through your wrists and your ankles, maybe even into your elbows and knees. Slowly coming out of your Shavasana. No rush. When you're ready, reach your arms overhead, legs long below you. Stretch your body in opposite directions, taking a big breath in. Holding the stretch as long as you'd like, and when you're ready, releasing the stretch and making your way to the fetal position on either side. Once on your side, just notice any sensations or lack of sensations. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself again for making it to your mat. Giving back to yourself, loving yourself, rejuvenating your whole body, your whole being. Again, no rush, making your way to a seated position when you're ready. Once you come to a seated position, feel your sit bones on the ground. Sit up tall. Bring your hands to your heart and gently bow your chin towards your chest. If you're not in a seated position yet, that's fine. Just take your time to get there. Wherever you are, deep breath in. Pausing at the top, taking a little bit more air. Pause here. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. One more together, just like that. Inhale. Pause. Take in a little bit more. Pause. Bring your shoulder blades down your back. Open your mouth. Exhale, release. It is such an honor to guide you through your practice. Thank you so much. Namaste. I hope you had a lovely practice, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining in. Bye.